Hi there, this is Dawn. Welcome to my art room and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's always lovely to have you join me. Oh, sorry, bumping you right at the start of this video. And so today I thought I'd have a bit of a play and a plan around our next prompt, which is another vase, a smaller vase with a flower. But before I get to that point, I just wanted to show you where I'm up to. Nowhere near finished. Gosh, I'm sure you're all probably the same. The embroidery is taking ages, and because I decided that I really wanted to do more thread painting than anything else, yeah, it's taken ages. So I've thread painted most of it. Like, I've left bits that I think help add some texture, you know, those little bits in there. And then I've added bits for texture. So I did these in my last video. I think I did these little bullion tendrils with beads on them. I have to apologise for my fingers. I haven't got something seriously wrong with me. I was dyeing fabrics and threads and things yesterday. And this morning I was rinsing them. And while the dye is no longer active, it still stains your hands. And I didn't put gloves on. But anyway, yeah, I'm really happy with how this is going. Like I said, not finished yet. I think this panel is finished. I think. You never know. There's always something else that comes along. So I've only just started working on this one. I've done a little bit in these leaves here, and then got distracted with something else. But what I did notice, and I didn't notice it when I was doing it because I've been stitching them separately, is I've obviously lost a little bit of the design there, maybe the little bit of branch that goes across. So I still have the fabric scrap, so I'll be able to find something that I can join on. So today what I thought I'd do is do some planning, probably not gallons of stitching, but just get started on the plan of it to put the extra vase in. So I'm going to push this up, not you, push this up. And I'm thinking that I'm going to add it down here somewhere, and I'm going to cut the vase not in half because I don't, I'm sorry, that finger doesn't look the best, doesn't look so bad in real life. It just got a nasty colour. It's not nasty, it's just reds and browns and greens. But that's for another video, you'll see that next week. But anyway, yeah, so I thought it would go here. And my other thought while I was thinking about it is not to do my own embroidery. I keep looking at that finger, it looks terrible. You know, it's just got a shadow on it. It's really not that bad. Using some doily flowers. And I cut this out to put on my bag that I didn't use in the end, but I thought these are going to go in there, and rather than do my own embroidery, I'm going to cut these out a bit more and applique them in place. That's my first sort of plan of attack. I've got this lace too. All of these things just happen to be sitting on my desk, and I thought some of those would look quite nice in there as well. It'll brighten it up. But what to use for a vase, and I searched through my fabrics. This was something that I had that, you know, I thought it could have been vase material, and I don't like it. Just going to show you the process that I went through. Don't like the colour. And then last weekend Willie gave me some William Morris fabric, and I thought, oh, I'm going to have a look at some of that. I really would probably like the bird, but I've decided not blues, but I want to go in these sort of greeny, apricot-y colours for the vase. and it's just finding a bit now that I quite like the look of. And what I'm doing is looking through the screen. It could even go sort of like have a bit of that on it, but this is, I think, the colour way that I'm going to do. See, that little bird is cute on the vase, but I've got a bird on that vase. All right, done. Not using a bird on the vase. Maybe a bit dark. That's not terrible. All right, leave that one out for a minute. Where was the other one that I liked? One of these ones. I really like that. Oh, that's not bad, is it? You know, I'm kind of doing sort of here with the daffodils on it. It's a different blue to those, but I think that's all right. I'm looking in this little pile, and I don't want to introduce sort of purple, I don't think, which that looks a bit more purpley to me. But I've got another colourway of that under here. That's not too bad either. Or is it the same? Now this one's got pink in it, and this one has purple in it. All right, not purple, but maybe pink. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a vase shape and maybe go from there. I like the design of that. I had that in another colour. What did I do with it? Disappeared. What was here? No, I think that's too dark. I think it needs light. I really struggled getting light back into this. Once I'd done it, I was a bit disappointed in that it was a little bit dark. Oh, do I want a pink vase? Oh, is that all that pink is in? Gosh, all the others have a million colours, a million patterns, and the pink's got that one. That's a nuisance, isn't it? Oh, the birdie. The birdie is cute, but maybe... No. Actually, I really like the pink. I wonder if you like the pink. I mean, it's going to be kind of like down here. You know what, the pink picks up the pinks up there and a little bit of pink there. Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think that there'd be another? Oh, that's probably why I liked that one, because it had a bit of pink in it. No, I reckon it's going to be that one. Well, fancy that being no more pinks, only pink one. Huh. Every other print is in the colourways has got... I wonder if it's somewhere else. Did I put it away somewhere? No, it's all in a bundle. It's just a new little pack of them. Huh, there you go. One pink one. And one of those sort of... Oh, you know what? I'm going to cut the gunu. I'm going to cut the vase out. I've got a bit of scrap. I need to just work out how big I probably want it. So it probably doesn't need to be any wider than that. But it can, it can come down. So let's just start with a square-ish. Yeah, I think that's in proportion to the rest of it. No idea where my paper scissors are. Oh yes, I can see them. Gosh, did I even say how are you? I hope I did, but if I didn't, I'm going to say it again. I hope you're all doing really well. We all are here. It's nearly the weekend and I'm just trying to catch up on a bit of videoing. I feel like I've, haven't been as busy with videos. I've been busy stitching, but I haven't done as many videos because once you sort of see one leaf embroidered, you probably don't need to see 10. And then I made a bag. And I've been slow stitching on it. So I'm going to fold the bit of paper in half and then I'm going to do what might be a lip. We can always change it. I'm just going to come out to that side and down, and then maybe a little, a flatter base there, but it can have a bit of a bulb there. I might give it a slightly wider. All right, let's see what that does. And it's just when you don't have a pattern, it's just about just playing for a little bit till you get it how you want it to look. See that little pointy bit there? I don't want it, so I don't want a pointy bit on possibly a china vase. Probably wouldn't have come. Oh, there we go. Cool, good. Well, that's probably about right. Now, what I'm doing here is that I'm making sure that I have got, that's where it will fold over the canvas there. Making sure I've got that all in the right place. And I do matched up there, because like I said, I'm going to cut the vase. Now, I don't want it to be exactly in half. I want it to be probably a little bit more to one side than another. That way it's going to bump into here, and that's pretty much the middle. So I'm going to have to move it over. But I think I'm going to move it down a little bit. That's nearly to the bottom. So it will sit like that'll fold over the canvas, there. So I don't want it to go over that. What I might do is have that bit there. Good. All right, let's cut a few bits of fabric out. It's not going to matter. I'm not going to. It's not going to be a waste because I'm sure I'd use it. But this is the one that I think. This is the one that I would have liked. Let me see how much of that. like the daffodils on there. Just being a bit crazy, I think. And I don't mind the blue. You know what? Let's go with this one first because this is the one I want. And the other one is the one that I think will look better. But this is the one that I kind of wanted. I'm just coming over as far as I can. Reason being, I don't really want that big leaf. I'm going to just take it down here. You can see what I'm doing, or how I was going about that. You can have a look if you want, but I'm just here. It's just flatter. You know, I've got this flat board to work on. I was making life a bit difficult trying to do it on there. Yes, so like I said, a bit of a busy day today. I was doing some cooking this morning. Made sure I got that out of the way before I was rinsing dyed fabrics. They look great. They're hanging outside drying. So in a minute I'm going to be bringing them in and putting that on a video. So if you want to have a look at what I did, you'll have to tune in next week. Am I going to needle turn it? I liked the effect of that one, and I haven't left much space there. Okay, that was lucky I thought of that before I did it. Yes, I'm going to needle turn it. So I'm going to take that up there a little bit, so I'm leaving myself some space around it. And I know the bit that goes, you know, that's going to go down the side, I'm not going to worry about needle turning yet. It'll just be, you know, an overcast stitch to hold it down. I like this material. And I think it goes with the rest of the fabrics that are on there. It certainly is probably in the right tones, whatever. But I don't want it to be to a point where it disappears and you can't see it, because, well, I love having the busy background and everything else. I still would like to see the pieces. You do it, and it's nice to see them. All right. Wow, we nearly used all of that. But that's all right. That's okay. Okay, so down about there. All right, just get rid of the pins and then bring you back up so you can see where I go. It's a strong contender. I don't know what you think of it, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut the pink one out. It's a very strong contender. I like it. That's just a bit of something, something. All right, let me cut this one out. You know how I did it. I'm just doing it down here. And I'll try the pink one. Oh, I like it. I think it's got to be that one. I think I'm cutting the pink one out for nothing. Let's try the flower. You know, it's no point in doing it. I've already made up my mind. I really like it. What did I do with that orange bit? Oh, the orange is going to look nice with it. It doesn't need all that in there. That's going to be probably not going to... All right, I think I need to try the yellow, and I'll try this bright yellow only because then it'll pull the yellows, across. That bright yellow is there. Gosh, I've cut something else out of that, and I cut it very close. Don't know what I was cutting out of there. Something I cut out of there. No idea what it was. Alright, I'm just not going to try and be too fussy. I just really want to see what the colour looks like. Get it pinned down so you can see, but I thought by the time I've done all the embroidery on those other flowers, which is at least going to take at least another 3 weeks, if I can kind of catch up a bit, it'd be good. Well, yeah, I know that looks a bit daggy at the minute, but I think that's where I'm headed. I think that's going to look okay. It's not going to have all that white. You're not going to see any of that. You're just going to, and we're not going to see all that brown stuff. A bit of a green leaf would be good, but maybe I'll cut that bit off and stick it in the vase and just have the flower popping out for now. Yeah. Does it need 3? Some rules are just hard to ignore. Well, there's another one on here. There's actually another 2. There's sort of like a burnt colour. And then there's sort of like this golden colour, which I'm kind of tempted to. Let's go with just cutting them out and seeing. Oh gosh, I'm trying to cut through 3 layers here. Let's just see. I'm gonna not bother with all that brown. I'll cut through that because it's going to come off anyway. And then what I'll do is make some of those, poke out the top over here. Well, I don't know about you, but I think that's going to be okay. By the time I needle turn it down, it's going to be smaller. Not a whole lot, but a bit. Then by the time I was trying to decide whether the vase was too big, was where my hesitation was just then for a second. All right, well, if you're not bored with me, let's just keep working on it for a minute, because then, I've got it done. I'm going to make a decision about where that needs to. I'm just checking that my levels are right. I think I'm going to go with there. Can you see that bit there? So I'm going to go with that bit as being where I'm going to cut it. Just put a finger crease in it for a second. A bit of that will disappear, so that will reduce its effect. And a little bit of needle turn. Oh yeah, I'll want it down a bit. Ooh, I don't think I want it there. So I've got to be careful of that one. All right, I think I'm happy with that. So what I did to measure, so you know I had that little bit of, straight there. I've made that go in line with that top bit, and the same with the bottom, just so that when I cut it, it's actually going to be straight. Fingers crossed. It's always a gamble. And I do these things. So that bit's going to go there, which on its own will just look like that. It probably won't have a flower. I think there's, probably enough flowers on this part of the thing for it to not be too sad without a flower. And so then that one will go there. All right, I'm going to reposition things, so hold on to your seats for a second. I'm going to bring this back down here. I think that can go. Those bits can go, but I need to keep these bits in line simply because I need to know, where can you see? Oh, no, I just got to tilt this. Sorry. All right, there and there. Keeping those bits, if I just make sure that I line those bits up. Yes, I know. I can hear you. You're saying if you didn't do that, it would be a bit better, and I know, but I've done it, so that's all there is about it. I decided that I wanted to do this, and however fiddly it is, I can deal with it. Because I'm sure you've heard me say once or twice before that I don't mind the fiddle. All right, and that's the size of it. I guess it would be a really good idea. No, I know that is what's on the very edge of the canvas. Wait on, let me get one. It's just out of my reach. So, that's gonna go overlap down there. I know that. All right. Good. I don't need to have the vase beyond that red line. And I'm making sure everything lines up. Funny, on the screen it didn't look like it matched, and then when I looked down it did match, so that's a bit weird. It's obviously on a unusual angle. All right, he's going to go there, and that one's going to go there. Good. Yep. Yeah, that's just got a bit of extra fabric there. That just went a bit too close. Good. All right. Pin it now before it moves. The pins are just here somewhere. Oh, don't tell me that I moved them. Where did I move them to? Oh, no. It's all good. They're here. They're right here. They're not anywhere. Oh, I wonder if I dyed some green leaves. That would be helpful. What I did was I dyed a whole lot of doilies and lace and things. These ones were from some dyeing that I did ages ago, and these ones, and I'm just wondering, a green leaf would be nice to add. All right, in a minute. All right, I need to not put that too close because it's going to be needle turned. I'll go and get it because it should be just about dry. It's quite, I've had to hang it underneath the veranda because it was windy this morning, and once the threads and things dried they just blow off, so I didn't want that to happen. I'm going to come in and get rid of that, and I can just leave those stalks on. If I just get one going well. You've seen me do needle turn applique in, you know, when I was doing this vase. But I was happy with the, you know, that little bit of fluoro trim in the thread line outline. Really happy with that, how it turned out. Just what I wanted it to do, which was even better when it turns out how you think it should look. I've added some shading just while I'm cutting pintork. I can do two things at once. To underneath the leaves that are on the vase, just on one side of it, just to give it, you know, where it touches the vase. So sort of like here, you could probably see here and a little bit in there. Just using that black tulle to give it a bit of 3D kind of look. I added just thread along the bottom here. I put the tulle there and didn't like it because the reason is that the pale background shone through the tulle, and so it didn't look like a shadow. I don't know what it looked like. It just looked like a bit of tulle stuck on there. So that went, and yep, I just put I just ran some embroidery thread straight stitches along the bottom just to give it somewhere, ground it somewhere to stand on rather than floating in the air, which I'll probably do the same thing with this one, because that's the sort of risk sometimes, is that they just do look like they're floating if they don't look like they've grounded to anything in particular. And as soon as I did it, I was happy with it. I knew that I'd made it look a bit better, so that was good. This one looks like the embroidery isn't completely intact. Oh, look at that, I'm cutting it out on the right. You know, I was looking at that thinking, God, it's really rough. Okay, it's fine. You don't have to say a thing. I know how silly I am. I can't believe I just did that. I was like, it's really scruffy. You know, these leaves, they don't look so good. Oh, my God. Oh, maybe I should stop now. That was crazy. Oh, yesterday I had such a time with the dyeing. Oh, my goodness. So I had these you know, disposable gloves on, because that's a good idea to do, save you getting dye all over your hands, and it's not good for you. It's not good for your skin, really. I mean, what I've got on my hands today is just colour. The dye itself is exhausted, so there's no chemical left. It's been sitting there for 24 hours. So, yeah. Anyway, I had my gloves on and I thought I pushed record. I was chatting away, talking about everything. I don't know, 20 minutes. And then I pushed what I thought was stop. And then I kept working away in dead silence, working away to myself, doing what I needed to do. And then I thought, all right, it's time to go back on. So I push it. And I thought, oh, that's funny. what happened then? So the first bit of video I didn't record. The second bit of video I did record. Although, no, I didn't mean to be recording, but I had it on. And then, of course, when I went to record, all I was doing was turning it off. So then I had to do it. Well, some of that recording was information about the dies, and I had to do it again. And of course, it was already done, and then I did it a second time. I just did all of this work and no recording. So I was so frustrated with it in the end. And it probably isn't anywhere near as long as it was going to be, because once you've said it, you've said it. You don't feel like you really need to say it again. I'm going in between here because I just want to get rid of that white. I don't think that will add to the picture really. Sorry, I know you can hear the fan as well, but while I don't need the air conditioning on, having the air moving is lovely. Yeah, I think it's better with fancy cutting it out on the wrong side. I think having the little bits, having it open a little bit is a better look. So yeah, a bit fiddly when they're not really fully joined by the stitching there. You know, like that bit of green there isn't joined to anything, it's just sticking out on its own, but I think it's important. So much happier when I had trimmed around the excess of the flowers, because they were printed on a sort of like a nothing colour brown background. It just muddied it up, and as soon as I cut it away, it just got light in it. And while you probably can't see it, you'd have to, I'd have to show you a bit better than what I'm doing at the minute. But it made such a difference to the overall look of it. It's good. So I'm happy to go in and cut these little bits out. I just don't want to leave myself nothing to stitch. Sorry, stitch it onto the background with. So yeah, this is going to be my last bit of videoing for another week, because once we go to Ballarat, there's no real opportunity to video there and get it to you. So there'll be this video before, well, probably when I go, and then my dyeing one while I'm gone. And yep, and that'll be kind of it. I'm trying to work out if I can get in there. I probably can just by doing that. The leaves are so much nicer on the right side. Silly goose. Silly. Oh, I thought, what a shame it's not as nice as the other ones. Cool. All right, good. So, with all that excess gone, that one might go. All right, I obviously don't need those brown bits, so they can go. They're just being a nuisance more than anything else. Can I use a bit of it up there? It's going to be the same. All right. So maybe that bit can cut off there. Maybe that can hook over there. Actually, don't mind that colour. That's good. All right. I might put you on hold, put you on stop for a second. I'll go back and cut the rest of the flowers out and come back and show you where I've got to, because then really it's just going to be me stitching it down. So you probably don't need to see that, but I just wanted to go through the planning with you. And maybe, you know, this one can hang out a bit. I don't know, I'll work it out. But it looks better with it all cut out. All right, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've cut all the flowers out, and I originally had this one, and this was left. And I thought I just needed, and I think it's that one. I think that one's going to go with everything else. You might be able to see there. That's just kind of pales into a nothing, where this one has a pop. And I think, yeah, I think that it's going to be that one. So the last little bit that I'm going to show you, all right, and let's get rid of him. Pop him in there. And I just need to be a bit strategic about where the leaves and things are going. They're getting muddled up with each other, and some of them will go, some of them will stay. I want some leaves here, so they might be good to bring down. But while I was gone, I went and checked out my dyeing, and yes, it's all dry. Oh, and I've got this one bit that is very exciting. So this was a piece of bridal trim that I didn't know what it was going to do. You know, when you've got something that you don't actually know what the fabric is, the Procyon dyes are for cotton, silk, rayon. So on the back, nearly no cotton, nearly no colour. So when they've put it through the machine, they've obviously used a polyester thread as the under thing for the stitching bar. The top has done a very good job. The little sparkles are clear sequins because it was white. But you know, these leafy bits, yeah, I think I actually have to use them. I did dye the flowers, and as soon as I rinsed it, off came the dye. So we know it won't dye them. But I've got these gorgeous bits that, of course, will go with that. And I thought, hanging out of the vase, that's going to look great. So, yeah, these funny little flowers didn't dye at all. Even that one's a gorgeous one. So this is definitely, you know, I've done blues and things. You know, it was a play because I didn't know what the piece of fabric was going to do. And it's behaved beautifully. I've painted it before with, I think I might have used Inktense blocks or something. I can't remember what. I know that I've done something with it before. Maybe in my last journal, the field notes one, I might have painted something and used them. But yeah, these are the Procyon dyes. And what I've noticed this time when I did them, some of it's turned out quite pale, and I think that on this, yes, but it's on other bits as well. I might have needed to have had a more intense mix of dye just to get a deeper colour, but I'm pretty chuffed with what I've got. All looks good. So even that one's nice, you know, with all that little variegation going through there. There's another bit of that somewhere. Cool. If you want to see what I've done, that's pretty. The sequins could come off. They're only there, and they've sparkled up the white, but they look probably a bit crazy on it now that I've dyed it. It's all gorgeous. It's all gorgeous. Those pretty flowers. Good. All right. Well, yeah, I quite like that one there. It does all that variation. Nice. This is what I'm going to do. I will put everything in its place and take a photo. I'm not going to stitch. I think You know, it's just putting it down, doing a needle turn applique. I'll add some of these lovely leaves that maybe hang out the vase, and maybe I'll cut those ones off and just use some of those because they're going to go. That yellow will still, you know, be a nice pop. Cool. All right. And that flower took a bit of colour. Funny that one did and none of the rest did. How weird is that? Oh no, there's another one that took a bit of colour. These ones just washed out clear. Nothing. That's right, they can come off. Doesn't matter. A little bit of blue tinge to those ones, but not much. Good. Alrighty. This is me. I think I've chatted on. I'm pretty happy still with the blue vase. I like it. I like it there. As I said, it's going to have other bits on it anyway. Nice to have something a little bit different sitting on the table with the other one. Cool. Something may end up going over the top of that. I don't know. That might have been a bit presumptuous of me because I don't have a lot of table space left. That bit there and a bit maybe going up there and a little weeny bit there, but not much. Oh, maybe a little bit. Yeah, maybe there's got to be something that will sit in front there. I don't know. Anyway, that's all right. That's for another day. This week I've made a start, and so the next time you see this project I'll probably have it more or less stitched. I can come back and show you if I decide to do anything startling, but for now this is where I'm headed. Cool. All right, I hope you are all doing really well and having fun with your still life. Okay, bye for now.